to another episode of the Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect. First of all, shout out to Larry from Iowa who sent me this. Just arrived today. Caitlin Clark on the box of cereal. Really cool. Such a kind gesture, Larry from Iowa. Appreciate you. Now I got to figure out where to put it. I don't know. Is it going to make it on this shelf, or we're going to have other shelves? What are we going to do? But in any case, it's in the house. So thank you again, Larry. Appreciate that. Appreciate you and all of your support. So now let's get to the topic of this video. The Indiana Fever entered Friday night's game with 10 players, down one because Caitlin Clark obviously is out on injury. So we go into the game, 10 players against Connecticut. The Indiana Fever finished the game with 8 players. Like, what are the chances of that? Both Sydney Colson and Sophie Cunningham went down. So now what? They were already having challenges. Now what? In the face of adversity? Well, another word for adversity, says the English teacher, is hardship. And because of that hardship, the Indiana Fever was able to sign a player to a hardship contract. And that player is Aari McDonald. Now, you may not know a lot about Aari McDonald. I don't know a whole lot about Aari McDonald either. What I do remember about her, which if you saw it, you no doubt remember also, because it was mad funny. Okay. I highlighted this before, but I also highlighted it during my 2024 Unconventional WNBA Award. You remember that comedy series I was doing? So let's just take a look back at what we all remember about Aari McDonald, who has now signed, at least temporarily, with the Indiana Fever. I'm over at Clark Report on X, and this is Aari McDonald 2024 playing for the LA Sparks. And you can see Caitlin Clark over here. Aari is at the line to shoot 2 free throws.
Got one more, Aari.
You remember this, don't you? Just hilarious. She's got 2 free throws. She shoots 1 and runs over to face guard the rookie that, has to learn about all the levels there are to this thing. Just hilarious. Even Caitlin had to smile at it. It was embarrassing for Aari, no doubt, but I think it's a good sign. I'm laughing at Aari's expense. Of course, I'm sure she's heard all the jokes she could possibly hear about it. But why did I say that this is a good sign? You can't say that she doesn't know the shoes she's being asked to fill, because anybody who forgets a free throw, an opportunity to get an extra point on the board because you've got to go after the Caitlin Clark, tells me that you understand that you have been called up for quite the assignment. And so I hope that she is able to fill those shoes. She can't be Caitlin Clark, but there's only one Caitlin Clark. So we need an Aari McDonald who can help this team out. So we're going to take a look at the statement the Indiana Fever put out, and then look at a statement that Stephanie White put out, and then look at her stats and see how much confidence we can have in Ms. McDonald. I'll just read a little bit of this release. It says Indiana Fever signed guard Aari McDonald. It says guard joins Fever via emergency hardship exception. The Indiana Fever has announced the signing of guard Aari. Oh, okay. I guess I've been saying it wrong. They gave me a little pronunciation guide over here. Aari McDonald via emergency hardship exception. The WNBA emergency hardship exception allows any team to sign a player with immediate effect if a team drops below 10 game eligible players at any time. And I already told you they came in with 10 players when they were playing against Connecticut. They left with 8 players, so they qualify for the hardship. I want to let you know that over on the second channel, Adrienne Ross Squared, where I square off from A to Z, I dive into the Indiana Fever's announcement of the Pride game, which will take place tomorrow, that game against the Mystics. A lot of emotions around that. A lot of people would like to just keep it basketball. That's why they're tuning in. And so I addressed that over on that channel, and the link to that video will be in the description of this video. Check it out. Thumbs up, if you will, and subscribe over there if you haven't done so already. There's a welcome video. You can see if it's your cup of tea. But yeah, we get into it over on Adrienne Ross Square. So be sure to check that out. And Aari got this huge welcome from the Fever. Welcome, Aari McDonald. That's a big old smile. Homegirl is glad. I don't know why she isn't playing on a team or wasn't playing on a team this year, but the Indiana Fever says welcome. So what does Indiana Fever head coach Stephanie White say? She says she's a true point guard, so she brings that energy. She brings the ability to dictate, and she's been really good so far. And also, she said, I think anytime that you're hit with adversity, it gives you an opportunity to grow through it. I'd rather be hit with this now in May and June now. Allow us to grow through it from not just an execution standpoint, but a toughness standpoint, mental toughness, as well as physical toughness standpoint, and be better from it. So she is a true point guard, and she's a 5'4", 5'6" guard. She was also the number 3 pick in the 2021 WNBA draft by the Atlanta Dream. Then she went on to play for the LA Sparks. And now let's go over to her stats. As you can see up here on top at ESPN.com, for her career, she's averaged 8.6 points per game, 2 rebounds per game, 2.8 assists per game, 1 steal per game. So overall, again, she's not Caitlin Clark. She doesn't have Caitlin Clark type numbers, but she may very well be the boost that the team needs. And I'll talk a little bit about that in a second. But you can see, again, she's been in the league since 2021. She was drafted number 3. She played for Atlanta for 3 seasons, last season with the LA Sparks. So I gave you her career numbers right here. And I like to look at the last season. And so in the last season with the Sparks, she played 26 games and 21.8 minutes, so over half the game, and she had 8.7 points and 2 rebounds, 3.7 assists, and 0.9 steals, 0.2 blocks, 1.8 turnovers, and let's see, 3-point percentage is 31.9. Her overall field goal percentage is 40.3. And free throw percentage is 84.3, and doesn't foul a lot with 2 fouls per game. So last season, well, as far as points go, even better, 8.6 versus 8.7 per game. Rebounds were steady. Assists were up. So it looks like it's not like she's gone downhill. It looks like in her last season, she's done better than her career average. So I have to say, I don't know a whole lot about her. I told you what I remembered about her. You guys remember I was watching the league way back, and then I left and I came back with Caitlin Clark. So I don't know a whole lot about her. I know that Stephanie White had said on Sunday that she was not necessarily concerned about taking someone who had been with the team in training camp. She wanted the best player available, is what she told Sky Agnes. So obviously she felt that the coaching staff, the front office, believe that Aari, I want to call her Aari is the best player available. So there you have it. Now, again, she has a huge shoes to fill. But when I think about the margin of loss for the Indiana Fever, I got to go, listen, if we can get those 8.6 points out of her, then that could be a good thing, because I got to believe that as games go on, this team is going to get better. This team is going to gel, going to find their way. I know it's hard because players are out and stuff, but I got to believe it's going to improve. And there have been some really close losses. I did a video the other day in which I said this team has lost 4 games, and the total of those losses, total for all 4 games, 11. Okay, they've not lost a game by the amount of points that Aari brings. So here you see the games the Fever played, and this loss to the Dream, 1 point loss. This loss to the Liberty, 2 point loss. This point to the Mystics, 6 point loss. And this loss to the Sun, 2 point loss. So, I mean, the toughest loss was 6 points. That was the Mystics. And hey, I'm not saying it will continue to be that way, but I am going to say that if we can get those 8 points, 8 plus 9 points, even more, perhaps from Aari, then that will be very helpful. I'll put it that way. So she's being thrown right into the fire as she was in practice today. And the team will play the Mystics on Tuesday. So I assume she will be starting. I don't know. I will assume. So what else she brings, I don't know. I think I will do a separate video showing some highlights beyond the one where she forgot to take the free throw, like some real game time, the really game time highlights. I think I'll do that. I think I'll do that in a separate video. And so those are my thoughts. What are you thinking? I don't really have much of an opinion. I don't know enough about her to have an opinion. I from what I see of the numbers, looks like she can help. But again, she's got big shoes to fill. And well, the team has some empty shoes that need filling. So I don't have any more to say about that. We'll look at some highlights and we can see what goes on there. But that's where the team is right now. They're able to get somebody in there, and obviously this franchise believed that she was the best player available, and so here we go. And with 3 straight wins, certainly the fans and of course the players and the coaches and the front office, everybody except for the rest of the league, would like to see the Fever turn this thing around. All right. I will catch you next time, God willing. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so. Hit the like button also. I'd much appreciate it. God bless you abundantly.